The good news of Jesus as written in Mark.
I'm just sick and tired of it, Lopez. This is like his 1000th time being late.
I'm pretty sure that's an overestimate.
Yeah, well, whatever it is, it's a problem. I'm done working his shifts.
Jackson?
I'm just saying.
I know, but Jackson.
What? Good day, and welcome to, as always, Jerusalem Beat. I'm your host, as always, Jackson Dynamic, and my co-host is, as always, in traffic. But that won't stop Jerusalem Beat. As always, we have breaking news. After last night's violent confrontation and subsequent arrest and trial of the rabble-rouser Jesus of Nazareth, crowds have continued to gather in Pilate's jurisdiction. The rabble-rousing followers of Jesus claim that this shows some kind of great public concern over his fate, but may I remind those young social justice warriors that it is festival time, and those crowds are not necessarily there for their unimpressive spokesperson, but for Pilate's traditional release of the prisoner. Once again, we have...
Dude, you're not gonna believe what I got.
So glad you could make it through that horrible traffic, Ron. Must have been a nightmare. As always, my co-host, Ron Powerman.
Right. Good day, and welcome to...
It did that bit already?
We have breaking news today.
And that bit?
Well, Jackson, why don't you just go
Continue,
ahead.
don't mind if I do. Once again, we have a group of so-called peace-loving radicals making grandiose claims which, to be honest, just don't hold much water, especially after all the violence they incited last night at the Gethsemane.
But they didn't.
Excuse me?
Dude, check it out. Lopez, can you get the... I got a witness.
You got a what?
Despite the dramatic video footage that went viral last night, there are some claims that the violence may have been staged.
Staged?
Over or even been a deep fake. So we bring to you today an actual eyewitness.
Did you get Peter?
No.
James or John?
Dude, just...
Dude, it's a girl.
So she was there.
So?
What do you mean, so? She's an actual witness.
We have like thousands of hours of
Which
video
is not
footage.
actual eyewitness testimony.
Okay, calm down there, Woodward and Bernstein.
Guys!
Who?
I'm Ron Powerman, and I brought to you today a real person who is straight out of the Gethsemane.
Seriously?
Jesús y sus discípulos fueron a un lugar llamado Getsemaní, y él les dijo a sus discípulos, siéntense aquí mientras oro. Se llevó consigo a Pedro, Jaime y Juan. Sintiéndose profundamente conmovido y angustiado, les dijo, mi alma profundamente afligida.
We are so proud to bring you an authentic voice from the actual scene. And now for the translation. In English.
Great job, dude.
Look, hey, I'm just trying to get some actual news here.
We do news.
Lopez.
What?
You can translate, go for it.
Huh, I'm curious as to why you think I can translate Spanish.
Because your last name is Lopez?
It is. Yes, Ron, but what's my first name? Jackson, do you know my first name? Okay, ¿hablas inglés?
Muy poquito.
Ok, empiezas de nuevo y te enfermas traducen al inglés mientras vas.
Ok.
¿Sí? Ok.
Jesús y sus discípulos fueron a un lugar llamado Getsemaní.
Jesus and his disciples went to a place called Gethsemane And he said to his disciples,
Dijo a Pedro,
"You all sit here while I pray." He took with him Peter and James and John and began to be deeply moved and distressed, and said to them, "My soul is deeply grieved to the point of death. You all stay here and stay awake." And going a little farther, he threw himself on the ground and prayed that if possible an hour might pass from him. He said, "Abba, Father, all things are possible for you. Remove this cup from me, yet not what I want, but what you do." Jesus came and found them sleeping, and he said to Peter,
Simón, ¿estás dormido? ¿No puedes mantenerte despierto una hora?
"Simon, are you sleeping? Why can't you stay awake?"
No. No pudiste mantenerte despierto una hora.
Oh, okay. Could you not stay awake 1 hour? See?
Manténgase despiertos y oren para que todos ustedes no
Stay
entren
awake and pray that you all may not come into the time of trial. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. And again he went away and prayed the same thing. And once more he came and found them sleeping, for their eyes were very heavy, and they did not know what to say to him. Jesus came a third time and said to them, "Are you all still sleeping and taking your rest? Enough, the hour has come. Look, the Son of Woman is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Get up, let us go. See, my betrayer is at hand." And instantly, while he was still speaking, Judas, one of the 12, arrived. With him there was a crowd with swords and clubs from the chief priests, the religious scholars, and the elders. And now the betrayer had given them a sign saying, "The one I kiss is he. Seize him and lead him away safely." Then when Judas came, he went to Jesus immediately and said, "Rabbi," and kissed him. Then they laid hands on him and took him, but one of the bystanders drew his sword and struck the slave of the high priest and cut off his ear.
See? Violence. As we showed you last night on our exclusive coverage of the videos that went viral.
Wait,
last night.
that's not the whole story.
But it's the most important part of the story.
Dude, there's context.
Yeah, tell that to the guy whose ear was cut off.
He was a slave.
Of a high priest. And this Jesus clearly incites people to actions
You
like
can't
this.
say that for sure. You weren't there.
Guys, she was.
Entonces Jesús les dijo,
Then
¿acaso
Jesus
vienen a
said to them, "Is it as
Todos
for
con
a bandit?
espadas y palos?
You all have come out with
A
swords
diario
and
he
clubs to
estado con
seize me?
ustedes en el templo
Daily
y
I
no
was
me
with you all in
aprendieron.
the temple teaching, and you did not seize me, but let the scriptures be fulfilled."
Todos ellos lo abandonaron.
All of them deserted him and fled.
Seguía a Jesús.
A certain young man was following Jesus with just a fine cloth on his naked flesh. They caught hold of him, but he forsook the fine cloth and ran off naked.
Who was that?
¿Sabes quién era?
Well, did she at least get any video?
I'm guessing not.
We're not in the business of guessing, Lopez.
Oh, then what business are we in?
The truth.
Really? The truth. Okay. Good to know, Mr. Jackson Dynamic. Oh, and you just popped out of the womb, and your mother was like, "Ron Powerman." Were you at the trial?
And thank you to our super informative exclusive eyewitness for that bit of nuance, which of course does not change the fact that this...
My sister was at the trial.
This is so unprofessional.
Hey, tell me what happened with the chief priest and Jesus.
How is a person's lived experience of an event unprofessional?
What would happen if everyone just ran around having their own experience without us to tell them what really happened?
I wonder.
Okay, so the chief priests and the whole council sought testimony against Jesus to put him to death, but found none.
We know this already.
For many gave false testimony against him, yet their testimony did not agree. some saying, well, we heard him say, I will destroy this handmade temple, and in 3 days I will build another that is not handmade.
Oh, we didn't know that.
Jesus was silent and answered nothing. So again, the high priest spoke to him, are you the Messiah, the Son of the Blessed One? Jesus said, I am, and you will see the Son of Woman seated at the right hand of the power, and coming with the clouds of heaven. Oh, he's quoting something here.
Yeah, you think?
Then the high priest tore his clothes.
Does she have video of that?
And said, why do we still need witnesses? You all have heard his blasphemy. How does it appear to you? All of them condemned him. Some began to spit on him, to blindfold him. Then the attendants took him and beat him. Thanks, sis. So it appears that some of the information we have received about this trial was...
It wasn't a trial. The chief priests hold no authority over the actions...
Disculpe. I just saw Peter.
Another one of your Spanish eyewitnesses?
Dude, back off. I don't know who she is.
Lopez, can you escort her out of the...
She knows Peter.
Oh, will he do an interview?
No, but she talked to him.
Oh, okay. Does she have video?
No.
Fine. What did he say, Lopez, if you could translate?
Oh, I speak English.
Oh. Then why did you just...
Oh,
these go-
I heard her speaking Spanish, and she sounded like the most important voice, so...
Go ahead.
Okay, so I wrote it down. Not that I needed to. It was so intense, and I'll absolutely never forget. But I wanted to make sure I got all of it just as it happened. Okay. While Peter was below in the courtyard, one of the high priest's enslaved girls came by. When she saw Peter warming himself, she stared at him and said, "You were also with the Nazarene, Jesus." But Peter denied it, saying, "I do not know or even understand what you are saying." Then he went out into the front courtyard. Then the cock crowed. And the enslaved girl, on seeing him, began to say to the bystanders again that this man is one of them. But again, he denied it. Then after a little while, the bystanders said to Peter again, "Certainly you are one of them, for you are a Galilean." But he began to curse and swore, "I do not know this person you are talking about." And suddenly the cock crowed for the second time. And he threw himself down and sobbed. I don't know why.
Pedro se acordó de lo que Jesús le había dicho. Antes que el gallo cante 2 veces, me negarás 3 veces.
Oh, wow.
What did she say?
Peter remembered the thing that Jesus said to him. Before the cock crows twice, you will deny me 3 times.
Oh, wow. There goes your dream of being an Access journalist.
What's your dream, Ron? Getting a Netflix docudrama made about you? Oh, I should say your sister, since she's the one who actually
Okay,
breaks
you want to do this?
stories.
You want to do this, Mr.
Well,
Jackson?
you know
I've
what?
stretched.
Matter of
I have...
Who are they?
I don't know. Lopez?
Give me a second.
Whoa. You can't...
Pastor さんはジーザスをパイレートさんに渡した後にキング・オブ・ジュディアンですかって聞いてジーザスさんはそれはあなた言いましたって言いました。
तो चीफ प्रीस्ट ने उस पर बहुत आरोप लगाए, लेकिन जीसस ने कोई जवाब नहीं दिया और पायलट हैरान हो गया.
パイレートさんはで皆様に見てキング・オブ・ジュディアンに手出しましょうかって聞きました。それ気にしなくて、じゃあジーザスの代わりには バラバラさんは手放しましょうかって聞きました。
पायलट ने फिर से कहा, तो जुडेन्स के राजा के साथ मैं क्या करूं? वो जोर से चिल्लाए, फांसी दे दो, फांसी दे दो.
What are they saying?
What are they saying?
The crowd wants Pilate to release Barabbas and to crucify Jesus.
パイロットさんはで、じゃあ、キング・ジュディズムはどうしましょうかって聞きました。でもみんなは、Crucify him! って言いました。
तो पायलट लोगों को शांत कराने के लिए बराबस को छोड़ दिया और जीसस को दे दिया फांसी के लिए.
What?
Can't you understand them?
We don't speak Chinese or Hindi, Lopez.
It's Japanese.
Sorry.
What do you mean you... Oh, come down here.
What do you mean?
Come down here.
Why?
You can't hear from up there.
De, パイロットさんは、なんでどういう悪いことをしましたかって聞きました。でもみんなは無視して、Crucify him! って言いました。で、その後はそのソルジャーたちは、コートヤードにみんな連れてきました。で、紫の服を聞きまして、and they put on thorns woven into a crown, and they began saluting him, Hail, King of the Judeans, after mocking him. They stripped him of the purple and put his clothes on. Then they led him away to crucify him. They compelled a passerby, a certain Simon of Cyrene, to carry his cross.
तो जीसस को गोलगता ले आए, which means skull place, and they crucified him and divided his clothes, casting lots among themselves for what each would take. It was the 3rd hour when they crucified him. The writing above the accusation against him read, "The King of the Judeans." And with them they crucified 2 revolutionaries, one on his right and one on his left. The passers-by reviled him, shaking their heads and saying, "Ha! You would destroy the temple and build it in 3 days. Save yourself and come down from the cross."
Now, when it was the 6th hour, darkness came over the land. At the 9th hour, Jesus cried out with a loud voice, "Eloi, Eloi, lema sabachthani," which means, "Kami sama, Kami sama, nanze koiu koto shimashita ka?"
Dios mío, ¿por qué me has desamparado?
हे भगवान, क्यों मुझे छोड़ दिया?
Forsaken me.
Then Jesus gave a great cry and breathed out a final time.
And the curtain of the temple was torn in two, from top to bottom.
Now, when the centurion, stationed facing him, saw that in the way Jesus breathed out at the end, and he said,
Truly, this man was God's son.
There were also women watching from a distance. Among them, there were Mary the Magdalene, and Mary the mother of James, the younger, and of Joseph and Salome. These women followed him and ministered to him when he was in Galilee. And there were many other women who came up and followed him, and who had come up with him to Jerusalem.
When the evening had come, since it was the last day of preparation, the day before Sabbath, Joseph of Arimathea went boldly to Pilate and requested for the body of Jesus. Then Joseph bought a fine cloth, and taking Jesus down, wrapped him in a fine cloth, and put him in a tomb that had been hewn out of rock. He then rolled a stone against the door of the tomb.
Mary the Magdalene and Mary, the mother of Joseph, saw where he was put.
I'm Miriam.
Mary Sandes.
Mariam.
María.
Mary.
Gentlemen,
The Gospel of the Savior.
Thank you.